Hi everybody, this is the Golden Era Bookworm, and today I'll be talking about The Craft of Building Huge Deltoids by Larry Scott. Now Larry has many tips on crafting cannonball-like deltoids, and although Larry had a rather small stature, he was able to develop round, thick deltoids. And looking through his books and booklets, I came up with a list of the main tips that Larry suggests important in the development of deltoids. The first being, once again, forearm strength. One cannot handle the weight needed to develop large deltoids without first having a strong grip to grab the dumbbells that are going to be used. Larry was a firm believer in the use of dumbbells and not so much in using barbells, which restricts the full range of motion of the deltoid. And with dumbbells, he was able to work the side and the rear deltoid heads, which he believes are more important than the development of the anterior or the front deltoid head, which I also believe has a lot of work already from doing pressing motions such as those done for chest work. Another thing that Larry suggested quite a lot was to use a lot of volume for deltoids, because deltoids tend to recover much faster, and in that respect he would use a down the rack method. That is, warm up to a working set of about 80% of your maximum weight and work down 4, 5, 6 4, 5, 6 basically dumbbell weights. So you would drop 5 pounds each on each set and then repeat. So these would become high volume with decreasing weight for several giant sets, you could call it. The exercises that Larry suggested, was one that he developed, which you may or may not have heard of, is the Scott press. Reading the book Loaded Guns, on the chapter of The Craft of Building Huge Deltoids, Larry talks about how most bodybuilders or strength trainees are able to use large amounts of weight in the press, but the press, as in the overhead press, be it military or whatever, tends to overwork the anterior deltoid. However, he wondered, can I use the same amount of weight yet activate the side deltoid more? And he came up with the Scott press, where basically you start, as you can see, with the dumbbells at the front of the body with the elbows pointing forward, and by the way, the little pinky side of the wrist tilts up with the thumb side tilting down, and then you don't press overhead, you instead create an arc and flare your elbows out and behind you. So it's an arc-like motion where the dumbbells start in front of your face and then end up behind your head and above your head. And this activates the side deltoid. I've tried it myself and it's a fantastic exercise, and I highly recommend it too, the Scott press. Another exercise that also works the side and therefore gives the appearance of width, which is the whole point of developing deltoids, is the side delt raise. And here again, Larry has several tips. First, one should work in front of a mirror that sits where the dumbbells sit about hip width. One should start leaning forward, as you can see, kind of almost not just leaning but almost hunching over with the dumbbells crossed in front of you, and then you raise the dumbbells not too high, just below the ears really, almost parallel to the floor, because once they go higher, they activate the trapezius, and that negates any stimulation into the side deltoid. And notice that at the contracted position, Larry has the dumbbell tilted, again with the pinky side of the wrist higher than the thumb side. This again will highly activate the side deltoid. And you notice has dropped the head forward, and this prevents the trapezius from being activated. A final exercise that Larry often performed and recommended was also the rear delt raise, where basically the elbow acts as a hinge, and just you really hit the rear delt with this kind of exercise. Notice he's also bent forward, and at all times in the side and rear delt raise, his suggestion was that you should always be able to see the rear delt in front of the mirror. Now the place that I got, or I should say the resources where I got all this information, is from his booklet Incredible Deltoid Thickness, available on his website, as well as the book Loaded Guns. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will be making more on Larry Scott and other golden era legends soon. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Leave me your comments and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.